Well, g'day. Welcome to the first full video on just an average Aussie home cooks page. Tonight we've got a roast pork. I've already eaten it, and I can tell you right now it was bloody good, bloody good. Crackle was perfect. So get into it, have a watch. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'm going to say this now. Bon appetit. Alright, so here we go. Got the pork. It's been sitting in the fridge, uncovered, for close to 24 hours now. So it's still quite dry. It's a little bit of moisture on top of the skin. So all I do is just get the paper towel, give it a good wipe. You can see there's a little bit that comes off. And yes, I've washed my hands. Put that back over the top so it stays rolled. Alright, so now all I'm going to do, just make sure that's still in screen. There we go. So now all I do is get some salt. Just smash it over the top. So just to draw out any more of that moisture that might be there. And I'll just leave that until a bit later on today. I'll put it back in the fridge just to get some more moisture out, and then once that's done, I'll take it out, let it come to room temperature for about 2 hours or 2 hours before cooking, and yeah, that'll be done. Alright, so welcome back. Just move the beer out of the way, have a mouthful first. Alright, so here we have the pork. It's been salted, sitting in the fridge. Had it out now for about an hour, getting to room temperature. It's quite nice. Let's give it another bit of a wipe down. Again, as you can see, and what you want your pork to have a nice, let me just make sure this is hooked out. It's got to have a nice bit of fat under the skin, because if it gets too close to the skin or the rind, crackle, is too close to the meat, sorry, it's not going to crackle much or that well. So you want a nice big bit of fatness, a fair bit there, so it's good. But make sure you give it a good dry. Just the skin. You can see the score marks the butchers from Costco put in. There's quite a good amount. So again, you can use some oil if you like. So just use a little bit of that over the top. There we go. Like I said, I haven't used that one yet. So again, just get some paper towels and make some hands. A bit of a rub over, just to moisten that again. Sort of defeats the purpose. But really, this just adds or acts as a bit of a binding agent for the salt. So just using normal, cheap table salt. I do sometimes use the good quality mold-on salt. There we go. There's a lot of salt there, so if you've got heart issues, you shouldn't be probably doing it this way. But then just massage. Not like you massage the girl you picked up from the local pub, because probably don't massage them like this.
Wow.
I said that. I only had one beer, so there we go. That's that ready. I'll put that onto the Weber shortly. I've actually got to go and turn it on to preheat it, and I'll do a bit of an equipment talk about what I'm using for the cook on the Weber BabyQ. So I'll be back in a minute and show you all that. Alright, so what's happened is my microphone I've used on top of my camera has not worked very well. So there's going to be a voiceover from now on. What I'm doing here is just showing the stuff I use for my rotisserie. So what we have here is rotisserie rod, It has a pointy part at the end, which I'm just pointing out now. So you put the meat into that, and you make sure that the actual pointy bit goes into the mechanical rotisserie part. What we have now is what's called the rotisserie guard. So what that does, it actually goes on top, at the front of the actual Weber BabyQ itself, and it just allows the lid to sit up higher, which it needs to do. And as you can see there, I've got an itchy nose. It's still got an itchy nose. Go the lines. That part there is where the electrical part of the rotisserie goes. It actually turns the rod. So just here we're looking at where the rod will sit. It's a bit more difficult to do this when you're actually trying to video it. Then I'm going to be showing you a couple of real pointy bad boys now that actually stick into the meat. There you go, quite pointy. They actually screw on, you can see at the top there, they've got a screw that actually screws down onto the actual rotisserie rod. That actually just holds it all in place, and you'll probably see that when it's cooking. The next thing I'm showing you is a pair of gloves. You need these gloves to take the rotisserie off, and I've got these from Bunnings, which is a big store in Australia, a big hardware store. Cost me about $12 or $15. They're really strong, really thick. So yeah, it's good. They're a great pair of gloves. So that's what you really need to have a look at while we're doing the accessories. I do have a Weber meat thermometer as well. So let's go out and get this barbecue started up. So I'll talk to you then. Alright, so here we are. Unfortunately, the camera is actually picking up my fat stomach more than what I want to show you. So we have the Weber BabyQ, it's a 1200 series because it had the thermometer. There we have a convection tray. Lucky I'm doing a voiceover because I couldn't remember what it was called. And underneath the convection tray, you've got a trivet. So all that does is just disperses the heat a little bit. Look at that fat stomach. There I have the thermometer, the Weber thermometer, which I mentioned earlier in this video. So just turning up the gas. In Australia we use LPG, not like propane like you do in the States. So these are a lot better, a lot more gas there. So turn it on, it actually turned the gas on a little bit. So I've got a bit of a spray there. And this is an electronic ignition. So there we go. So now we'll just let that heat up and we'll get into it. Alright, so what I've got here, we're just going to put the rotisserie guard on. So you just lift the lid, and that little silver thing you see on the lid there only comes with the rotisserie. So just lift it up, obviously move everything around first. You've got a couple of feet that you put on. So you put on actual grill, and you can see there, just moving that out of the way, you can see there it just clicks into place. And then the lid just goes over the top. And you can't actually see that, but you can believe me, the lid goes on top of it. So there we go. There you go, it comes down. You can see the top. Alright, so we're just about to start doing veggies, but I have to have a beer. So I'm putting the Emu Export into the stubby holder that says I make 50 look good. My sister made them. Nanny Shell Creates. Go check it out on Instagram and Facebook. So let's speed this up. I'm just going to be peeling potatoes. So here we go. Alright, so I'm not going to make you succumb to watching me peeling potatoes in real time. So these are just brush potatoes. They're from Woolworths, usually about $1 to $1.50 cheaper than the normal ones. Yeah, so I parboil my vegetables before I put them in the roasting pan. I think it just makes them a bit easier. You can get all the nice crispy bits on the outside. So now we've got some different sorts of carrots. We've got white carrots, we've got purple carrots and orange carrots. So we're going to have a couple, lovely, just normal carrots, but I'm not going to peel them, just going to go the way they are. Alright, so we've jumped back outside. It's a bit chilly, but we've got the roast out there to put inside the Weber. You can see it there on the side shelf that my Auntie Janine bought me for my birthday. So we're just having a look. I'm just having a bit of a talk there to myself. So pick up the roast, ensuring that you get the pointy part that goes into that mechanical part of the rotisserie there, the electric part. You turn it on, there's a switch, and there you can see it's turning around. I'm going to pick up the camera and show you. Hope you don't get seasick. But there you go, it's just turning around. Nice bit of fat on the bottom of the actual leg there. It's a rolled leg. And a good amount of crackle, hopefully, will come off that. So, right, so we have listen to this crackle. So bloody good. Alright, little ones, listen to this. Alright, so now it's just a case of wrapping it so it can rest. All that amazing juice goes back into the actual cut. Alrighty. Give it about 5-10 minutes and we'll be back. Alright, seriously, have a look at this. Just cut this string off. Oh, can't. Let's just do it here. Oh, seriously, this smells so good. I can't get this bloody butcher's twine off. There we go. That one's off. Oh, yum. And now this one. Alrighty. So, we'll see if we can get a bit of a view of this when I cut into the meat. I'll just give you the temperature in centigrade. So at the moment it's around about 70, maybe 71. So it's going to be a bit over medium rare, which is nice. So let me just turn everything else off and I'll come back and show you this. Alright, so I don't have an actual carving fork. Let's have a look at this. Goes through, haven't sharpened my knife tonight. Goes through perfectly. That there is an amazing, look at this, wow. Still got a little bit of a blush to it. You can have a look, see if you can see that, hopefully you can. But that looks absolutely perfect. So nephew Callum, let me just try this little bit here, see that little bit of a bend end there. Oh wow. Yeah. That is schmick. I will come back and show you when it's all plated up. So yum. Look at it. Alright, so there we go. My roast pork, roast veggies, roast garlic, and steamed other veggies. Bit of gravy. I'm a bit of a weirdo. I don't do applesauce with roasts. I do mint sauce with everything. But look at that. This is fresh made gravy. So good. Well, hope you enjoyed that video. Like and subscribe. There's a lot more coming very soon. So yeah, get into it. And like I say, bon appetit.